One of the big ones, the 50 best songs of 2022, one of my favorites to record every single year. And of course, this is all my opinion. These are just what I think are the 50 best tracks of the year. It's all my favorite songs of 2022, the ones that hit me the most, that had the most impact on me, and are just absolute favorites. But if you think there are some missing, do go and check out the honorable mentions video. I do list out a few songs in there. I think about 10 songs actually, and there could have been more. There could have been more. These are always very difficult, these lists. You could do 100 songs and justify it really, because there's that much music that comes out in a single year, but you got to narrow it down. And I always find a way to get to the bottom of the bottom of the best of the best, the 50 best. As always, I just want to briefly promote my Patreon, as I am doing lots of list videos in the new year. If you would like to get involved and have your say in what I do and be a part of my Discord server, go check that out as well. It would be wonderful to see more people getting involved in that. But yeah, let's go on with the list. I mean, I don't have a wider thing to say about the world at large and how it links to all my picks or anything like that. I know some publications out there do that. I can sometimes find it to be a bit pretentious, to be honest. There's no particular link here to the world of 2022 or what happened in 2022. There's nothing to say in that regard. I'm just here to tell you what I think are fantastic songs. And at the end of the day, if you haven't heard these picks, go check them out, because there will be something for everyone here. This is not just a one genre list. There is plenty to go round. Let's get right into it then. Number 50, FK Twigs, Papi Bones featuring Shy Girl, one of the best bangers of the year, one of the best tracks off of Capri Songs, a fantastic mixtape from FK Twigs. At number 49, American Coffee by Jenny Hval, one of the more soothing, relaxing, elusive songs of the year from a really strange but lovely as hell album from Jenny Hval, super underrated. I gotta read this next one at 48. 1301201410 from Hatena. Yes, the title is ridiculous, but I cannot express how much of an outrageous, throttling tune this one is. Go check this out if you are into house music. Seriously, an absolute rager for the ages, this one. And then at number 47, we got All the Good Times from Angel Olsen. Look, I don't know what it is about Angel Olsen. Every album she puts out, even going as far back as like 2010, 2011, 2012, her early work, there's always one song that just gets me. Every goddamn time. I don't love her albums usually, but there's that one song every goddamn time, and this is the one from this album. This is so good. My boy Vale-Smith with Just My Luck next. This is a really, really great tune from his Rekindle album. At number 45, we've got Follow Me by Pablo Vittar and Rina Sawayama, one of the best tunes of the year. The most made for RuPaul's Drag Race song I think I've ever heard that didn't feature on the show. And then at number 44, we got Delilah, which is one of the best tracks from Fred again overall out of his entire career so far. At number 43, we got Nigo and Tyler, the Creator, with Come On Let's Go, one of the best songs I've ever heard about girls who aren't ready on time whenever you're trying to leave the house or some shit. So funny. So there's such a little comical tune from them, and the perfect fit for a Tyler, the Creator type song, to be honest. And then after this, we got Setting Sun by Vale-Smith again. Yes, he appears twice on this list, because you know why? He dropped 2 albums this year and both were very, very good. And Setting Sun is my track, my best track from Choruscape. Go check out Vale-Smith. 41, we got Hostages from the Mountain Goats. The guitar on this track, let me tell you right now, the guitar on this track, wow. Wow. The guitar, my friends. Unbelievable. And then at number 40, one of the best hybrid fusions of drum and bass and hip hop you will hear this year, no doubt. They Hate Change with Breathing. At number 39, if you're fed up of Azealia Banks' antics, then look no further than lau.ra featuring Jess B with Don't Waste My Time. An absolute fun rap banger, this one, with the house influence coming through as well. Great, great, great banger here. And then next, we got Kendrick Lamar with The Heart Part 5. And the only thing I can say about this one is, do Marvin Gaye's family know this exists? Muerte from Natalia Lafourcade next. An amazing track, this one, from her album. And then at 36, we have Don't Ask Me from Soccer Mummy. Really stepped up her game this year. Fantastic track. Viagra Boys at number 35 with You're a Troglodyte. Definitely one of the most raging rock songs of the year. And then number 34, we've got Flume and Caroline Polachek. Who else could it be on a Flume track that would make my list? Yes, of course, it's Caroline. Sirens, wow. Wow. This is a glistening song here. At number 33, we got Tourist with Avalanche, one of the best house tunes of the year. And then, of course, at number 32, we have the breakout UK post-punk act Courting on the list with the most indie pop tune I think I've heard from any of the post-punk acts breaking out of the UK at the moment, Jumper. What a great track this one is. At number 31, we got Three Heads by Dawson, one of the best rock stars out there at the moment. This guy oozes so much charisma and personality in his music. Love, love, love his stuff, and Three Heads is no exception to that either. And then now we're at number 30 with the 1975 with Happiness. DJ Sabrina, the teenage DJ, has some writing credits on this track. She's on this track, so of course it's going to be one of the best tunes of the year. At number 29, Comanavago go all agony Ant on us and give us Leave Him, which is one of the most Prince songs I think they've ever made. So funky, so fun. And then next after this we have Levitation by Let's See Grandma, one of the best pop tracks of the year, easily from one of the best pop albums of the year. At 27, we've got the really fun, bouncy southern rap tune from Smino, Settle Down. What a great track this is. So fun, and the features are fantastic on this song, by the way. And then at number 26, we have the amazing, dreamy, cascading Many Mirrors from Alvvays, one of the best dream pop bands out there right now. Another raging house tune, massive house tune from Give Me Monaco, one of the best house artists out there at the moment right now, and lau.ra has to be in my top 25 tracks of the year. And then at number 24, one of the funniest little indie rock songs I think I've heard in quite a few years, Wet Leg with Your Mum. Some of the funniest writing on this track I think I've heard in quite some time, and the tune itself is just brilliant also. Jack White really came through this year with one of the best rock albums of the entire year. And 23, we gotta have Taking Me Back, Taking Me Back. Yes, what a great song this one is from his Fear of the Dawn album. I could have picked many songs from this album actually, but had to go with the lead single. What a great song. And then at number 22, already been in this video, and she is becoming a mainstay in these year-end lists. I think she's been in every year-end list since about 2019. I'm not even joking, in the songs department, with whether it's through features, whether it's through her own songs, but she's finally giving us another album next year, Caroline Polachek, with the track Sunset. Let me tell you right now, best vocalist in pop music period at the moment. Caroline Polachek is the best vocalist in pop music at the moment, full stop. At number 21 next, we've got lau.ra. Of course, she had to be on this list. It's random from her EP. I really need an album from her because she keeps giving us fantastic singles and fantastic EPs, and yet she keeps appearing on these lists, but we do not have an album from her yet. Give me the album. Right, we've made it to the top 20. These are the big ones now. They're all the big ones. Every single song has been big, but now we're in the bigger ones. Number 20, Avondale Bowling Club with Still Feel Broke. Oh my gosh, the production on this track is sublime. The friggin' jazzy fusion instrumentals that they come up with are out of this world. They were out of this world on the first album in 2018, and they are still out of this world today. Wow, this song is unbelievable. And if it weren't for that just being fantastic, the lyrics, this idea that even though you may have money or you may feel like you've made it, you can still feel broke mentally, or you can still feel broke physically, or you can still feel broke in so many other ways. You still don't feel like you're quite fixed yet. No amount of money can sort that out. And it's not like he's bragging about having money or anything like that. He still remains humble, but goddamn, Tom Scott's writing is just next level, man. At number 19, we got Rina Sawayama, another mainstay for these year-end lists. I've got to say, she keeps popping up on these song lists. And again, it is no exception here with This Hell, which is the best song off the new album. I think generally most people agreed with that, actually. It was just pretty much across the board, most people's favorites. And you can see why. The guitar on this track, we need more guitar that sounds like this in pop music. It's very rare these days to hear it, and yet this track has Such a great chorus, such a great anthemic feel to it, while also maintaining that style that Rina Sawayama brings to the table. It's so good, it's so tongue-in-cheek, it's so silly, it's so quirky in places as well with the way she's singing, and it's so fun. 18, we got Fair Tag with Kala. I keep saying this, but one of the best house tunes of the year. You can tell I like house music, can't you? One of the best aspects about this album and this song in particular is the drumming. The drumming, my friends, because this guy records a lot of his drumming kind of live and in the moment. You can see a lot of his videos, and I think he's done it for this song too, because the drums really drive this track, and goddamn, oh, it makes it sound so bloody good. And number 17 now, we got Orville Peck with Out of Town. One of the more emotional and impactful tracks from his Bronco album. There were plenty of brilliant songs on this album, by the way, but Out of Time is the one that just gets me every goddamn time. He's singing so bloody well on this track. It's very clean in terms of how it's produced and stuff, but that is no attack on the song. It sounds pristine, and I just absolutely love listening to his vocals like this. Right, number 16, I need your help, because this is one of the biggest bangers I've heard over the past few years, and I can't seem to find it anymore. I don't know what's happened to the song. I don't know if it's just disappeared off the face of the planet. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to include it because it has been something I've been playing so much all year. It is Tusi by Unknown, and the fact that it's by someone called Unknown may be the reason why it's gone missing, because I don't know if the artist just doesn't reveal who they are or something. But this, my friends, let me tell you right now, the vocal sample used in this track is absolutely sensational, and the beat is monstrous. It's one of the biggest rages I've heard over the past few years. And like I say, if anyone can find this song, I don't know where it's gone, because it's disappeared off streaming services. When I type it into YouTube, I can't find it. When I type it anywhere else, I can't find it. I just don't know where is it gone? Anyway, what a great track. It feels weird to include a song that I don't know where it's gone now on my list, but I'd be lying if I didn't include it, because I've been playing this so much all year, and over the past month or so, it's just gone. But it's amazing. It couldn't really be a songs list this year if you didn't include some of the Weekend's tracks from Dawn FM. And Sacrifice has got to be at number 15, one of the best tunes of the year. This guy, when it comes to hooks and pop writing, is out of this world. I mean, he was already at a level that was unreachable in the mainstream with After Hours, and even albums before After Hours as well. But since then, I mean, he's really honed in on making just straight up pop tunes, and Dawn FM might be his best album so far. You know, I do say album there specifically because of course he's got his mixtapes. But yeah, in terms of his pure albums, goddamn, so many great tunes on this whole thing, and Sacrifice is one that I've been going back to for the whole year. It's so good. Barty Strange at number 14 with Mulholland Drive. This guy is one of the biggest talents in indie rock music at the moment, and let me tell you right now, I see a huge future for these guys, because good God, the tunes, the writing is just so fantastic. He's got this kind of like heart on his sleeve type approach to his lyrics as well, and yeah, there's just a great feeling that you get through these tracks every single time, and this was one of the best songs on the album for sure. At number 13, we're going to have Black Midi, one of the most spinniest, head spinniest, messiest, chaotic songs I think you'll hear this year with Welcome to Hell. Absolutely ridiculous track, this one. The drumming is all over the place. The vocals are as mad as you'd expect them to be from Black Midi. They stepped things up even further from their last album and just created an absolute menacing release here. And Welcome to Hell just messes me up every time, but I love it. At number 12 now, we have Hachi with The Rhythm. What a song this is. My goodness, if she wasn't already putting out some of the best dream pop music out there, she decided to go for this kind of 90s baggy Manchester sound that the Stone Roses would be proud of if any of the members of that band heard this track, because the bass, oh, it sounds so good. It sounds so friggin' good. It's nothing like anything she's ever made before, and yet you'd think this was just how she's been making music all this time. Good God, props to her, but man, this song is ridiculously good, and it goes through so many stages as well with that piano build towards the end of the track. It sounds so good. Wow. All right, number 11 now, and you're going to notice quite a few repeat artists coming up because so many great albums came through with a couple of absolute amazing tracks this year that I was struggling to, you know, keep off the list. This is a little bit different though. It's not from the same album from the same artist, but it is a single by the same artist that's already appeared, and it is lau.ra again with Bumblebee. And let me tell you right now, no one else in the world could get away with making a chorus that's built on the Ring a Ring of Roses, Pocketful Pose a Tissue, you know, that whole nursery rhyme thing. No one else could get away with that, and yet she gets away with that on this track because she's so cute, I guess. She's so expressive. She doesn't hold anything back. She just kind of lets everything go and is just really good at making a fun little indie pop tune. So that's why she makes the list. Right at number 10 now, we are in the top 10, and it had to be nobody else except for Beyonce to kick this off, because she has had one of the best years for her albums ever in terms of the reception, in terms of the quality of music that she's put out as well, and in terms of just making a statement by totally stepping away from everything else that she did before. And Cuff It is making my top 10 here because, oh my God, if it weren't for the fact that this album is so replayable anyway and addictive and fun, this song itself has just been one that's crept up on me over the past, you know, few months. I keep going back to this constantly, and it is one that I just cannot stop playing. The horns on this track, my God, if you know me well, you know I'm a sucker for horns, for good horns, and let me tell you, man, this track has it in spades. And the personality that comes through, how every line feels like it's a quotable line. Yeah, I love this shit. And at number 9, we have Hatchie again with Quicksand. Oh my goodness, this was so beautiful to watching her when she played this live. Like, this was so jaw-dropping because she just looked so happy playing it, and everyone in the crowd was singing every goddamn word. And this to me is just a sensational song. Like, the dreaminess, the guitar, everything about this song is just so smooth and wonderful to listen to. And she was already wowing me with her debut album when it came out in 2019, but the fact that she's kept it going and still putting out songs of this quality on her sophomore album as well, oh my God, it just makes her one of the best artists around right now for sure. At number 8, we have First Aid Kit with Out of My Head. Anyone that watches this channel regularly knows that I'm a big fan of these guys because the past few albums they put out I think have been fantastic. And Out of My Head is one of their best songs ever. I couldn't quite believe that they stepped things up once again. And the harmonies over this kind of more like a rockier indie rock instrumental, rather than it being the softer, slower Americana folky instrumentals, was really surprising to hear. And good God, they sell the hell out of it because this song is absolutely fantastic. I told you there'd be repeats. Number 7, Virgo's Groove, Beyonce. The second best track that I think Beyonce has ever made. And if you want to know what my favorite track ever by her is, well, you should go check out the Beyonce Top 10 Songs video, shouldn't you? Ha 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 ha. But yeah, Virgo's Groove. Oh my God. Let me tell you, man, a title of the song that has groove in it and has the grooviest sound ever shouldn't be allowed, because she told us it was going to be groovy before we even press play. But god damn, is it sensual. Her vocals, one of the best vocal performances I think she's ever laid down to tape. Oh my goodness, it's so slinky, it's so funky. Oh man, love this song. Another repeat artist, I did not lie to you guys. At number 6, we have Barty Strange again with Heavy Heart, and basically everything I already just said about the emotions, the way everything is sold, through the passionate delivery that he brings to the table. He seriously is a fantastic singer. Like, not even in terms of technical ability, like you wouldn't necessarily say he's the best singer at the moment, but in terms of like the emotional pull and the emotional range he brings on this track is absolutely fantastic. And God, it really hits. And the guitar sounds fantastic as well. Just everything about the song really, really, really works for me. And it is one of the best indie rock little ballads I think I've heard in quite some time. And I'd already said that I think Barty Strange has potential to be huge. And it's songs like this that make me feel like they could get to that level. Seriously good. And number 5 now, one of the most addictive tracks of the year, Young Lean and FK Twigs with Bliss. My God, this one has been one that has been stuck with me the whole year. Just been playing it constantly. It's like drugs. It's like drugs. It's like you just can't put it down. And I'm not saying I do drugs, I really don't, but this song really feels like that, honestly. It's so bloody good. And FK Twigs' hook, my God, she is singing on this thing. Good God, she is singing. But man, the beat, the instrumental, the sample that they pull from is just so Young Lean in the way that he would pick out something like this. His voice is so sort of like sounding like weirdly like muffled the whole way through, but it all just so works for me. Of course, we had to have Breakance on this list, and good God, were there plenty of choices from his album, but Venus Flytrap, man, is so good. I like it better when she don't even ask me. The fusion of sounds that this guy is coming up with at the moment is just to be heralded for many days and many years, I think, because it is just so smartly done. Like, a lot of the styles that he's pulling from are being done a lot in the underground at the moment. Like, there's lots of artists that are doing kind of like the emo trap, hyper pop fusions, with maybe some pop punk in there. He's doing that as well, but he's bringing it to a more accessible and cleaner sound that makes it so catchy the whole way through. And every line he sings is sung with so much swagger and coolness. He sounds so slick with everything he says, and it just gives me hopes for this decade, because I think this kind of sound could become something pretty big for the 2020s. I have a feeling about it. And even if it doesn't, songs like this will still remain to be fantastic, even if it weren't to become that. Top 3 now, and if you watch my best hit songs of the year list, you might not be too surprised to see that Bad Habit by Steve Lacy has also made my top 3 songs of the year overall. I've been so happy to see this become so successful, and I actually predicted it as well. I keep saying this, but I like to tell you guys that I got it right, because it's nice to see a music prediction kind of end up coming to life, because usually they don't, especially when I make them. I can never see what's coming. But this one, I could see something about it. The fact that every line feels like a hook, the fact that everything feels so sing-along about the track, the fact that it feels so youthful and free-spirited, and Steve Lacy's production is so on point. His vocals are really great as well. Every section of the track just feels like a separate chorus. Like, you could pick out any point of the song and that could be a chorus to a different song. That's how catchy this song is. It has been so replayed by me this year. Absolutely brilliant song, and so glad to see it become a hit, and a huge step up for Steve Lacy from his last album too. He is on a great upward trajectory now. He's got the mainstream attention. It's great to see. Right, number 2, and I've got to preface this by saying my number 2 and number 1 kind of occupy a similar space in the way they make me feel, and it was very hard to pick which one would be number 1 and which one would be number 2, but I ultimately came to the conclusion that Jennifer by Everything Everything is my second favorite song of the year. But do not, that should not be, disregarded, because number 2 song of the year out of all the songs that have come out is a massive achievement. And Everything Everything, the way they step things up on this album was just so inspiring to see. Like, I think their past few albums have been okay, they've been fine, nothing particularly bad or anything, but they kind of fell a little bit downwards from Get to Heaven. And the way that they shot things back up with this album, I'm so impressed with. And Jennifer is just a track that hits every time. I think lyrically it's super poignant and it really gets you, making you thinking about things with the way they're singing on this track. And there's just something so life affirming about the instrumental as well. And yeah, just really gets me, this one. And it might not necessarily be everyone's favorite from the album, because I've seen lots of people say Teletype, I've seen lots of people say Cut Up, maybe even Shark Week or Pizza Boy, and they're all valid picks for your favorite song. But this one for me is just that extra layer of like the feeling you get when you hear something. That guitar tone comes on, something about it just feels so eternal and classic. Like in 10 to 15 years I'm gonna hear this and it'll make me feel the exact same every single time. And we're now at the #1 song of the year. We have made it. It has been a long video. I hope you've stuck around for the whole time and listened to all of the picks, because there's lots of fantastic music here. And my #1 pick of the year is another repeat artist. Can you guess who it is though? But you don't have to guess, because I can just tell you. It is, in fact, The Weeknd with Less Than Zero. And for all of the years The Weeknd has been around, and for all of the fantastic songs he's put out, I don't think I've ever given him a song of the year, even from the very early days of his career, despite the fact that his music has always been really good, I think. But there's something about that Less Than Zero that feels so different for him. It feels like a revelation, like a final aha moment that kind of closes out everything he's been doing up until this point. And similarly to some of the other tracks on this list, I've mentioned, you know, Body Strange, Orville Peck, also Everything, among many others as well. Angel Olsen too. It's that emotional connection that I have with this track that lands it at #1, because you can just feel everything he says. And that's what music's all about. It doesn't necessarily have to be about the quality of the song every time. It can just be about how it makes you feel. And hearing him say these words, feeling less than zero, there's just something about that that's just such a gut punch, honestly. And the instrumental feels so wildly different from anything he's really ever given us before. It's like an amalgamation of the pop stuff and the R&B stuff from his early days, kind of fused into one to create this totally different sound for him. And that little like guitar solo on the bridge just sounds immaculate. I don't know, man. I think Hval absolutely stole the show with this one. It seriously feels like a classic for the ages to me, and goddamn does it hit. And just the way he's kind of laying out his emotions and kind of deciding that he's not worth it. It's depressing as hell. Like, I'm not gonna hold back and say it's a happy song. It's depressing as fuck, but goddamn, he sells it like crazy. And for me, it just ends up being the best song of 2022. It floors me, it really does. So yeah, I just banged my hand on the bloody wall. That is it. That is my 50 best songs of the year list. These are my favorites of 2022. Please tell me in the comments what you think, what your favorite songs are, if you think I missed anything, if you agree with my picks, if you disagree, if you've gotten any recommendations from my picks here and then you check them out, please let me know afterwards what you think. I always love seeing you guys try new stuff that I recommend, because that is the beautiful thing about sharing music. So thank you as always. There is still one more video to come though, the best albums of 2022, so do not be missing that one. Do subscribe if you haven't already, that would be brilliant. Have a good day. Hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed recording it, so thank you for sticking around for the whole thing. Do subscribe and have a good day. Goodbye.